Although the spooky season has ended, monsters in fantasy aren't strictly festive. In fact, they normally aren't. How many times have you read a story where there's this big threat? Now, not just the usual one, but one that's so fantastical and horrific that you're really glad it's trapped within a book. Well, if you have, and if you've ever wanted to make one yourself, that's what we'll be talking about here. At least my tips for it, anyway. Step 1: figuring out what obstacle it creates for the heroes. The monster probably shouldn't just exist. It's here for a purpose, and this is when you can show that. Is it supposed to keep the heroes out of a certain area or in another one? Is it supposed to be something that helps them overcome their fears? Or is it just a somewhat natural part of the world and an everyday occurrence for them that they either have to accept and try to avoid or learn to overcome? There are plenty of options, but starting here can help a lot. Otherwise, you've got a monster with no purpose, and that makes for a very sad monster. They eat when they're depressed. We don't need that. Keep the monster happy and give them purpose in life. Abilities is the next part. Now that you know why the monster is here, how are they actually going to be an obstacle? A beast can't really keep the heroes trapped inside, and the worst it's going to do is say, "Main character, you get back here right now!" Or whine if they leave. Of course, nobody likes a whiner, so maybe that is enough to do it. Maybe their particular whine hits a certain frequency that bursts eardrums. Ha! And just like that, you've got another monster. Ideally, yours have better powers than that. It really lets you get creative. You can make this as weird or as gruesome as you'd like. It's up to your taste and how badly you want to scar readers for life. Maybe they only need one therapy session after reading, or they might need to schedule a dozen. Both options work. Writing from a genuine place is always a good way to go. So if you're stuck thinking of ideas, think about what scares you, then amp that up. Afraid of tight spaces? This monster swallows everybody that it comes in contact with. Now, you're trapped in their gut until the stomach juices digest you. Fun, right? Once you figure out the powers, the last step is appearance. Sometimes, this isn't too important. It depends on the type of story you want. There's always a case to be made for the spookiness of a monster that's not seen. You just know it's there. If that's the direction you're headed, then yeah, you really don't need an appearance. However, if you do want to describe it, again, it helps to be creative. You can play around with sizes, features, body parts, textures, and all that. There are so many possibilities for creating monsters. I honestly find that way more fun than describing people. I probably shouldn't give a human character 6 eyes and a tusk coming out of their nose, but I could do that to a monster. The sky's the limit with this. Let's see what works for your story and makes you happy. And that's it. You know what your monster's going to do, what it can do, and how it looks while doing it. Well done. Examples are another great way to learn, so I have some fantasy recommendations for you. First up is The Court of Dreams by A.J. Nora. There are some very freaky wolf, zombie, run for your life and hope for the best creatures in that story. The other one is Changeling by Arista Holmes, aka Vampires, but somehow more frightening. These authors are both in the online community, our Tumblr bookstore, so you should check that out and get their books. Changing Waters also has some monsters in it. I show one of them in the first book, but you get plenty more in the sequel coming out in January. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Don't get eaten by anything.